But I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. I'm alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive, I like that you're free. I wanna be that way with you. Chasing highs to take the weight out of me. Far from lows, I don't ever feel blue. 'Cause all of my emotions flow in a way that I just can't control. 'Cause I'm new to this, I don't know how to act. But I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. I'm alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive, I used to be so low, now I can't be alone. I used to be so, but I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive with you.
Here is a huge challenge. Let go of the past and let go of future expectations. Just let it go. Live in the here and now. Live and experience in the here and now, right here in your yoga. It's a new week, it's a new day, it's a new beginning. Approach it as fresh. I'm Jan, this is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. This is 1 hour long practice. We do it every single day. Start to finish, it's live, so there are some bloopers, there are some errors, but it's just real. Our intention is to make this like a real class, like you're in a yoga class. But the beauty of doing it at home, you don't have the commute, you don't have the germs, you can do it your way, and don't worry about the person next to you doing a handstand absolutely perfectly when the most you can do is a final Shavasana. Let it go, let it go. Do it your way, that's the most important thing. Establishing the routine of coming to your yoga, whether it's for 10 minutes or whether it's for the full hour, and the hour goes by quickly. It'll improve your quality of life off of your mat. That's the big deal. Off the mat. The rest of the day is going to be even better because you did your yoga. Every day we do different types of yoga. You can do them all. You modify them. You make them work for you. You do what you can and you let the rest go. Don't do it. Focus on what you can do and dismiss the rest always. Here is the word to think about today. Ta-da! The word is now, right here, right now. And I love all three of these definitions. Now means at the present moment. It means with existing circumstances. What you got right here, right now, no big deal. And without further delays. Let's start. Come on up to a standing position. Grab your props and lock in that stress number. You know how we always talk about that? Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where is your stress right now? Just give it a quick number, lock it in, and we'll come back to that at the end. Come on up to a standing position. All right. You got your stress number locked in, you got your little props, maybe it's your yoga blocks or whatever. You don't need anything at all. Just get up and move. First thing we're going to do is we're going to strike that pose of confidence. feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. You know, take your shoes off if you can. Sometimes in a yoga class, people don't want to take their shoes off. Totally fine. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, and just feel the ground beneath you. Place your hands on your hips. Send your shoulders back and down. Breathe. Take a big breath in through your nose. And that huge sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it go. All right, you're holding onto your hips here. Let's come on up onto the balls of your feet. Come on up and just find your balance. Nothing fancy here. Just, rock and roll back on your feet, up on the balls of your feet, down on your heels. Take it high, take it low, take it any way you want to go. Just find your foundation in your feet. All right, move your toes too. They're all part of it. Move and wiggle your toes. Maybe when you come down on the heels, your toes go up, you give them a little wiggle. Lift and lower, and think of the power in your core, in your chest, the confidence you exude. I mean, come on, why not? Have confidence. You are strong. You're on the right side of the ground. You're alive. You're moving. It's a new day. It's a new beginning. All right, so find your foundation, good and strong. Lift and lower. And then plant your feet good and solid on the ground. Lift your arms up to an extended mountain pose. Arms are lifted, feel it in the shoulders. Doesn't feel so good in the shoulders? Put a bend in your elbows. Lengthen up here. Engage in the core. So you want to try to suck your belly button back to your spine. Lift out of your chest and be strong in your core. I had to adjust my feet a little bit. Do the same. Maybe you have a chair nearby for balance. Totally good. Lengthen up here. Lengthen. Feel the lengthening in your hip flexors. Feel the lengthening through your fingers. Look up and breathe. Be thankful. Oh my gosh, you have so much to be thankful for, even though sometimes you think you don't. Lengthen. Take a little baby back bend. Reach your fingers toward the back of the room. Breathe. Exhale. Fold forward. Gentle fold forward. All right, let your hands hang down toward the earth. Gaze back towards your ankles or up towards your knees or up towards your belly button. Let your head hang heavy and give it a shake. Breathe in, breathe out. Put a little bend in your knees because it feels good. Take a moment here. Maybe your hands are close to the earth or not at all. Totally fine. Shake your neck. Decompress your spine. Breathe, let it feel good. Your yoga, your way, don't fret. It's perfect, and you are perfect just the way you are. Let your arms sweep up, roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Come on back up to standing. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up. Exhale, soften in the shoulders, interlace your fingers, palm tree pose. Send your palms up to the sky, and then just start to sway from side to side, and just feel that good stretch. Oh, through your ribs. Feel that good stretch. You're doing it just right as long as it feels good and it doesn't hurt. Don't ever hurt yourself. If something hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Don't do it so deeply. Maybe a little just bit of a sway in your palm tree feels right. Listen to your body always. Don't try to put yourself into the shape of a pose just for the sake of the pose. That's not winning. Winning is feeling good and modifying the pose to make it feel good for you. Okay, you're rooted into your feet. You're taking your gentle sways. Your shoulders are back. Breathe. Let it feel awesome. Let's finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Let your arms float on down by your sides. Now, let's do those arm circles. Tee out your arms, that's the first start, and then draw little circles to the back of the room. So lift your chest up and really feel your upper back engage. Feel the muscles all along your upper back of your spine. You can feel them here. And then start to draw the circles a little bit bigger. And as you're drawing your circles, why not work the knees in too? Put a bend in the knees when the hands come down and straighten them up when the arms come up. Adjust your stance so you feel stable. Bend in the knees, wake them up. Move. Best thing you can do for yourself is get out and walk. So get out and walk today. If it's, what is it here, about 70 degrees? Maybe it's 3 degrees with a feels like temperature of 12 in Colorado. I still check. Maybe that's what your weather is to take your arm circles in the other direction, but that's okay. Bundle up, get out and move. Breathe. Arm circles, how big are they? It doesn't matter. What matters is how it feels. Let it feel good. All right, come on up to a standing position. Your big coat swing. Let your arms hang down by your sides. Maybe close your eyes or not. Adjust your stance so you feel secure. Arms are loose and heavy by your side. Take a twist from side to side. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Arms are just loose. No tension there. You want to feel as if your shoulders are really away from your ears. Maybe eyes closed, maybe they're open. Just twist and really feel the depth of that twist. How deep do you want to take it? Breathe. All right, big coat swing. Don't you love it? All right, let's do ragdoll pose now. Come back to the midline of your body. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Take a big inhale, lengthen up, and then fold forward. Hello to Christy, Liz, Diane, Betty, Stan, Tammy, Lynn, Tyrone, Elizabeth, Kelly, Margarita, Connell. Good to see you guys. All right, so you're folded forward here. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Sigh it out so much that your belly is really hollowed out and you're looking back, 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 maybe between your legs. Crown of your head, shake it, let it feel good. Wiggle your toes. And then start to sway your elbows one side, then the other. No rush, no hurry. Just ease into your week. Breathe. Yoga does so much for your body. Does so much for your mind and so much for your spirit. Oh, you can't explain it, but you just feel better all over. Mind, body, spirit. Yoga is said to be the union, the bringing together of all three, and it really does work. You do feel better. Let it work. It's magic for you. All right, sway back and forth. Oh, let it feel good. Maybe today all you can squeeze in is your warm-up, and that's fine. You've done good things. You've moved your spine on all the different planes of motion. You've got strength in the shoulders, strength in the knees. You've got lengthening in the spine. Come back to the midline of your body. Shake your neck and release your fingers down to the earth or close to it. You've moved everything you've got. You've warmed it up. If that's all you can do today, that's okay. Some days, that's all you can squeeze in. Now let's come down to a child's pose. Bend your knees. And let's do child's pose. Okay, 2 basic ways to do it. You can use a block or not. Knees can be together. Big toes touching, hips back to your heels, arms down by your sides. Bring your head on down to your block or to your mat. Rest here, shoulders away from the ears, fingers reaching back, back, back toward the bottom of your mat. Hollow out the belly as you take full exhales. An option is to spread your knees wide, bring your big toes to touch, hips still go back to your heels, and this time your arms reach long to the top of your mat. Press into your mat. Another way to take it if you want is to have that block underneath your forehead, or bring your head down to the mat and move the block up to your hands. Rest your hands on the block or both blocks. You're going to just get into the shoulders a little bit more, if that feels right. Take a big breath in through your nose and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. As you exhale, feel your tailbone go back, 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 more towards your heels. Close your lips if you'd like, and breathe in and out of your nose only. Build heat in your body and focus inward. Focus inward in this moment on each breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And feel how each breath, your inhales, your chest gets big and you feel strong on the inhales. And on the exhales, you feel depth. You feel like you can go deeper into a pose. I always wish my exhales could be a little bit longer, but just focus on the breath. This is your child's pose, and you're doing Ujjayi Pranayama breath if your lips are closed. If you don't want to close your lips, don't do it. Breathe any way you like, but just try to breathe deeply. Big inhales, puff your chest up, puff your back up, make you feel strong. Big exhales, belly down toward the mat, belly button towards your spine. Just let it all go. Come back to your child's pose anytime you want. Maybe you stay here longer. It's up to you. It's your yoga. It's your call. I'm going to come out of this child's pose. Maybe you stay in it. Your call. I'm going to come out of it and come into a toes pose. I'm going to start with the foundation straight away. All right, so grab your 2 blocks if you have them. If you don't have them, it's no big deal. You can just use your hands. I'm going to come into a toes pose. Draw your toes towards your shins and have a seat back on your heels. You can use the blocks to bring the ground up to you so you can feel a little more stable. Take a deep breath in. And a deep shoulder softening breath out. Maybe the weight is on your heels. And again, this is another thing. If it doesn't feel right, if it hurts, if it's painful, back out of it or take it to a lesser percentage. Take the weight off of your heels if that feels better. So you just got a little bit of weight going on. That's fine. You do it to 50%. It's all good. Maybe you straighten up a little bit, shoulders over the hips, and you put the weight onto the heels. It's all good. So stretch out the feet, stretch out the fascia in the feet. All right. Take it to an ankle pose. Our weights come a little, blocks come a little forward. Top of your feet come onto your mat and come to sit back on the tops of your feet and let your knees come up. All right, so back and forth, you flow this however you like, with the blocks or without the blocks. Breathe in, breathe out, tops of your feet on your mat. Just flow it. And you take it as far as is right. I really like ankle pose. I really like to feel the stretch in my ankles. So I'm going to keep my knees together and big toes are touching, and I'm going to let the knees come up even higher, pressing into the blocks or no blocks at all, pressing into my hands, or, you know, you could put your hands at prayer center. As I say, always a good place to be. Lengthen up and find your balance here. So flow it back and forth so you're getting that full range of motion going in those ankles, in the feet. I think I could go from toes pose to ankle pose for 10 minutes. Feels really nice. And you just get into the rhythm of this your way. Maybe you want to keep doing that, going from toes pose to ankle pose. You make the call. All right, I'm going to come into a thunderbolt pose now. Okay, so it's taking it just a little differently. Bring the tops of the feet onto the mat if you want to join me, and have a seat on your heels. So sit back there, just like an ankle pose, but we're not going to pop the ankles up. We're going to take a big hug. Tee out your arms, cross your arms in front of your body, elbows cross, maybe they overlap a little bit. Bring your hands towards your spine. Soften in the shoulders and then expand the shoulders to the side of the room for a nice big hug. That's an intense pose, I think. It feels really, really strong. I like it. Breathe and then tee out your arms. Remember which arm you had on top because you're going to bring the other arm on top now. Nice big hug. Tight hug. You feel your shoulders get up near your ears. Then say, shoulders, go away from my ears. And say, shoulders, go to the sides of the room. Nice tight squeeze. It feels like a really tight squeeze, doesn't it? Feels really good. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, shoulders are awake, feet are awake. Let's shake out our feet a little bit here. Come to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle the ankles in one direction, then the other, and then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. There you go. Now you're in a neutral tabletop. With a neutral tabletop, shoulders are over your wrists, your knees are underneath your hips. Let's do cat-cow, another great pose for your spine. So lengthen through your spine. So you're kind of looking down between your thumbs. Crown of the head is lengthening, tailbone is lengthening. Strong press into the earth here. Exhale the air out of your lungs, tuck your chin to your chest and tuck your tailbone under. Arch your back up to the sky like a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow pose, crown of your head and tailbone. Let them lift up to the sky. Great pose for your spine. You want to have a healthy spine. And I love that saying. Was it Baron Baptiste that said, you're as young as your spine is flexible? Boy, isn't that the truth? I don't care what the age is. I don't care how many birthdays you've celebrated. As long as your spine moves and you feel good, label it any number you want, right? As long as you feel good and you're moving. All right, cat-cow, maybe keep it up. You do it your way. I'm going to take this cat-cow a little bit further, and I'm going to do a cat pulling its tail. So extend the right leg long. Plant the ball of the foot on the mat. Or maybe just keep doing your flow of cat-cow. Exhaling in cat, inhaling for cow. I'm going to press into the ball of my foot, and I'm going to stay right here. Maybe this is where you stay because that stretch up that back right leg feels so good. I'm gonna lift the leg up, I'm gonna cross that leg over, then I'm gonna plant the ball of the foot down, and I'm gonna look over to my foot, which is on the opposite side of the body, and I'm gonna look to my ankle, I'm gonna look to my bottom, look to my knee, whatever I can manage. Then I'm gonna bring the leg back, I'm going to stretch it long, I'm gonna bend the knee here, and I'm gonna act as if kind of like a donkey kick, kind of kick myself in the bottom here. Stay right here if you like it. Then I'm gonna add in the arm. I'm gonna take my left arm, reach around, capture my right foot behind the body. So I've got a big twist going on here. Gonna press into the ground with my foundational limbs. I'm gonna kick my right leg into my left hand. Then I'm gonna look to the left side of my mat. Maybe look to the left side of your room, twist here. A lot going on, right? But a lot of different layers. Take it to the layer that speaks to you today. Finish up, hand comes down, knee comes down. We got another side to do. All right, so your left leg this time. Same thing, just on the other side. So send your left leg long, plant the ball of the foot on your mat, press into the leg and leave it there. Leave it there, hold it there, stay right there. Don't go anywhere else if you don't want to. I'm going to lift the leg up, cross it over the midline of the body, hugging high in the upper inner thighs. Plant the foot down, look over the right shoulder, look back, look back, look back. How far can you look? Can you see your ankle? Can you see your knee? Can you see your bottom? Nice big stretch on the left side of their body. When you're ready, bring the left knee back to meet the right, then send the left leg long. Press it into the mat. Lift the left leg up. Bend the left knee and kick yourself in the bottom. Just move the knee. This is a good pose. Stay right here if you like. Add in another layer of balance. Bring the right hand back, capture the left foot, kick into the hand, and look to the right side of your mat, your room, or look over your right shoulder. Kick, 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 cat pulling its tail. It's a big twist, isn't it? But controlled twists are so good, so important. They're good for digestion, they're good for elimination, and they're good for confidence building. Press into the earth, you're building better strength and balance. Plant the foot down, plant the hand down. Bird dog time, another big balancing pose. We do this lots of different ways, lots of different days. Let's start by lifting the right leg. Lift the knee to about hip height. Extend the right leg long. Today, point the toes. Point the toes to the back of your room. Hold it here. Add in the left arm. Reach and stretch through the left arm. Fingers are reaching long to the front. Toes are pointing and reaching long to the back. Stay right here. Add in another balance challenge if you want. Bend the left knee, bend the right knee and the left elbow, and have them tuck and touch underneath your belly. Stretch, reach, and tuck. Stretch, reach, and tuck. Once, twice, 3 times, whatever feels good. And then finish up. Back to your neutral tabletop. Lift the other leg, the left leg. Extend the left leg long. Today, point the toes. Dial your left hip down so your hips are equidistant to your mat. Press into your hands. Let it be. Maybe the right arm reaches long and stretches long. Stretch. Push hard into the earth. Reach a little bit longer. Think of your spine as super long. Think of how long that straight line is from the tip of your middle right finger all the way back through your toes. Stretch it out a little longer. And then touch your elbow to knee. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe not at all. Stretch, reach, stretch as much as you can. And then let's finish up. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Let's spread our knees wide. Send your hips back for a wide-legged child's pose. Arms reach long. Even out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it feel good. All right, now it's time for a plank. Okay, I know we sneak them in just about every single day. We set a timer for 1 minute up on the screen. You time yourself or don't time yourself, right? Who cares? If you're measuring how long you're doing a plank, maybe you do it even longer than the 1 minute. It's up to you. You decide how you want to do it. You decide how you want to take it. You can lie down on your back, send your arms up to the sky, and imagine you're in a 180-degree reversed plank. Totally fine. Like the ground, like the ceiling would be your ground. You can take a high plank position. Decide what you want to do here. From your neutral tabletop, to do a high plank, you'd send your feet back. You'd press into your arms, having your shoulders over your wrists, legs long, press into the earth, and keep a nice solid plank, core engaged. I'm gonna take a forearm plank today. Another way you could do your plank is to spread your knees wide, come down to your forearms, hinge your weight forward. You can stay on your knees. You can send your legs long and still stay on your knees. You could tuck your toes under, and you can press on up to a forearm plank. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's get into your position you wanna do. We're gonna start the timer right now, and let's go. All right. Like I said, I'm doing a forearm plank today. For a forearm plank, hands are spread wide, forearms are on the mat parallel to each other. Legs are spread so they're hip width distance apart. Balls of the feet are on the mat. I'm pushing into the mat, having my elbows underneath my shoulders. Head is long. We're 15 seconds in. Hold it here. You can always take breaks in your plank poses. Of course you can. You can do whatever you want. You're at home, you're doing it your way. To take a break, you could drop to your knees and rest there. If you're in a high plank, you could send your hips high to a downward facing dog. You decide exactly how you want to take it. Push into the earth. We have 20 seconds to go. Push into the earth, hold on here. You've got this, you're strong, and you're getting stronger, and you need to work on your strength. You always need to work on your strength. Don't take it for granted. Don't diss yourself if you're not doing super great, thinking, oh, I can't hold a plank for 10 seconds. That's all right. You've held it for a minute. Let's finish now. All right, you just gotta try. You gotta give it a go. And there's so many variations. Just give it a try. And I mean, you can definitely do the one when that works for you. Perhaps lying on the ground, pressing the blocks up to the sky. It all works. It's all good, and you feel so good when it's done, because everything's engaged. Everything's tight in your plank, and it's hard. Embrace the shake, and then it feels so good when you release and let it go. Just try. That's all I'm asking. All right, core poses. Let's come down to your mat. Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Maybe have your strap nearby if you want to use it for your boat pose today. It's up to you. I'm going to bend my knees. Soles of the feet touch. Knees open wide. Hands in prayer, lengthen up, come on back. All the way down to your mat. Take your time getting here. Bend your knees, spread them wide. Open up to the side of the room, fingertips lightly to your temples, elbows open. Take a breath in, maybe a sighing breath out through the mouth. Let's lift up through the chin. As you exhale, lift up, keep the chin nice and straight so your neck stays straight. Exhale on, or inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Little lifts, little lowers, keeping your elbows and your knees open wide. These are your Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. They're said to be working your lower abs. Whew, do you feel it? All right, lift and lower. She's right here, and I hear her breathing deeply. Lift and lower, and then finish. Come all the way down. You're all the way down. Now let's do bicycle pose. A bunch of ways to do this. All right, bring your knees back up toward the sky. You can keep the soles of your feet on your mat. Fingers can still stay at your temples. You can exhale on up, and you can do little twists here, twisting one elbow toward one knee, then the other elbow toward the other. Another option would be to keep your shoulders down. Lift your legs up, bringing your knees over your hips, and ride a recumbent bicycle. Pedal through your heels. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You got it. You got it going on. Nice work. You could keep your hands at your temples and peel your shoulders up, and then bring opposite elbow toward opposite knee. There's another way of doing your bicycle. Here's yet another. Straighten your legs and scissor kick them, working one heel toward the earth and the other leg up toward the sky. Breathe. So your legs look like scissors, right? And then we'll finish. Come to your stick pose. Legs long, arms long overhead. Point your toes long, reach your arms long. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out, let it go. You got it. Nice stick pose. Now it's time for boat pose. You can grab your strap if you want to use it, or no strap at all, totally fine. If you want to use no strap, bend your knees, bring your hands behind your knees and rock and roll up a couple of times. If you're using the strap, you would place the strap under the center of your feet and lean on back, hold on like reins of a horse. I'm not going to use the strap today. After rocking and rolling a couple of times, I'm going to come up to seated, going to lean back as if I were in a recliner, sending my shoulders back, hands underneath my knees, one foot, both foot, whatever, off the mat. Hold it here, maybe a little bend in the knees. Chest is lifted. I'm going to bring my hands to prayer center. I'm going to row the boat. I'm going to bring one elbow toward the earth, then the other. So, lots of variations in your boat pose. Your practice, you make it work for you, however it works for you. All right, let's finish here. Hands back to prayer center. Let's flip around and bring our blocks as we get ready to do a lunge. All right, so come to your knees. Blocks by your sides. Right foot forward, right knee over right ankle. Place your blocks by your foot. Send your left leg long. Put a towel under your left knee if that feels better. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Press into your blocks. You got it. Hold it here. Now you can hold onto your blocks. You're feeling a big stretch in your left hip flexor. Maybe shoulders over your hips. Maybe hands to prayer center. Breathe. Maybe look forward. How does it feel? Maybe you even decide to lift your arms up to the sky and take a little baby back bend to really get into that stretch if you like it. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands back to prayer center or to your blocks. Start to surf. Straighten out the right leg and rebend the right leg. So you decide how you want this to be. Hands can be at prayer center. Maybe you walk the blocks back with you to have a seat on your heel or close to it. Then maybe you walk the blocks forward. No blocks at all is a fine option too. Think of your strong core. Breathe and surf through it. So you're really bending that right knee and the left one too, really. Nice stretch there. But you're using your core to lift you up. We're going to do a lot more of that next month. I've got an idea of what I want to do for core strength and just some poses for longevity for our lives, right? Everybody wants to live longer, but you want to make sure that quality of life is good. All right, let's finish. All right, come back to standing on your knees. Other side, left knee forward, knee over ankle. Using your blocks, send the right leg super duper long. Top of the right foot is on your mat. Lengthen up here and hold right here. Prayer center hands if you want. You decide. Look forward. Bring your shoulders more back over your hips. Hold it here. Maybe arms go up or not. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe look overhead. Push the long leg, the right leg, push it into the ground. Push your left foot into the ground too. Find your stable balance. Hands back to prayer center or blocks. Start to surf. Straighten the left leg. Rebend the left leg. Walk it on back. You don't have to go all the way back. Maybe you don't want to sit on your heel. Nobody's making you. You do it your way. What feels really good for you today? Maybe challenge yourself and try something a little different. Sometimes it's really scary to cross that threshold. The other day in class we did the wild thing, that pose, where you flip your downward facing dog. That's a little scary. You gotta have some trust in your body and trust in your strength. But you should trust your strength because you're building it. You're doing your planks, you're doing your yoga, you're getting strong. All right, so that's about equal on that side. Let's finish up here. Now your right foot's the one in back. Maybe it's your left one, it's all right. Sweep it up so you are in a standing position. So sweep that foot on up and come to standing. All right, in your standing position, let's do some standing poses. All right, so we're standing. Let's come into our half crescent moon. Standing up, upward camera, let's go. All right, half crescent moon. Sweep your arms up Up, up, up. All right, here we go. You got this. Sweep your arms up. There we go. Sweep your arms up. So now you're in an extended mountain, right? Arms are reaching long, feet are solidly planted. Let your palms touch. Crisscross one thumb over the other. Lengthen up, reach through your fingers. Now, let's do our half crescent moon. Adjust your stance. I'm gonna bring my legs closer together, lengthen up, and then let your arms come to the left side of your room. Reach through your arms, little bend in your elbows maybe. Reach, stretch, feel the goodness up your right side. Chin away from your chest. Top shoulder, right shoulder back. Breathe. So take this little stretch. Kind of similar to the stretch you felt in your palm tree pose. A little more intense here, isn't it? Breathe. Come back up to center, nice and slowly. Lengthen up. Exhale, soften up in the shoulders. Take your half crescent moon to the other side. Let the fingers reach, reach, reach to the right side of your body. Breathe. Hips are in line, equal distant to the front of your room. Weight is equally distributed in your feet. Lengthen up, reach a little longer to the right side of your room. Let your left shoulder come back. Let your chin be away from your chest. Stretch. Maybe close your eyes, challenge your balance. You got it. And you know, you could always have a chair here. If you got a chair for balance or your countertop, totally fine. Stretch and reach through that one arm. Let's come back up to center nice and slowly as you inhale. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften. We're gonna do it again. Take it back to that starting side, maybe reaching to the left. Chin away from the chest, check in with all the points we talked about. Feet are equally rooted, hips are equally aligned to the front of the room. Chin away from the chest, top shoulder, right shoulder is back. Now take your left hand, capture your right wrist and give it a tug. Oh my goodness, I feel like I've created an extra 3 inches of space between my ribs. Breathe. If you like that, continue it. If you don't like it, go back to touching palms. Breathe. Soften up. Settle into the earth as you exhale. No rush, no hurry. Big inhale. Really deepen that stretch. When you're ready, slowly as you inhale, come on back up to center. Take it to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean to the other side. Lean to the right. Chin away from the chest. Shoulder back. Perhaps you take the right hand and capture the left wrist. The bottom hand is the one that's going to capture the top wrist. Give it a tug, a gentle tug. Breathe in. Breathe out. Oh, I wish I could stretch even more. Feels great, doesn't it? Chin away from the chest, top shoulder back. How do you like that wrist pull? Makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Slowly come on back up to center, lengthen up. Exhale the hands to prayer center. Take a big breath in. And a big shoulder softening breath out. Tree pose, Vrikasana, probably the most popular balancing pose. I held up that little skeleton earlier that was in a tree pose. All right, lots of ways to take it. Lots of ways to take everything. Maybe your hand is on a chair for balance. Totally fine. Hands to prayer center, bend your knee. Balance on the ball of the foot of the bent knee leg. Open up the knee to the side of the room. Foundational leg is nice and strong, but not locked out. It's a little bouncy in the knee, so it feels comfy. All right, so the bent leg foot. Maybe bring the heel to the inside of the foundational ankle and stay right here. Maybe you slip the foot up a little bit higher and stay right here. Maybe you take the foot and bring it up even higher still inside the thigh. The only place you don't want to put it is on your knee. Don't put it on your knee. Don't want to do that. Find your balance. And if you fall out, no big deal. Get right back in. Push the foot into the leg into the foot, hands to prayer center. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Hold it here. Maybe you grow your branches. 1 branch, 2 branch, arms are lifted. Maybe you sway your branches from side to side. If you fall out, don't quit. Get right back in. Don't give up. Focus. It really helps to focus on something that's not moving on the wall. Hopefully nothing's moving on the wall. Focus inward. You got it. Sway your branches. And then when you're ready, finish up, hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the right foot next to the left. You got it. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Other side. Root into the opposite leg. Open up the other knee. Place the heel wherever you want to place it. Just don't put that foot on your knee. You know that. Bring the foot to wherever. Root into your solid foundation. Lengthen through your spine. Grow your branches if you want, and then sway your branches. Don't look at the TV, don't look at me, because my balance is off today. But look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Focus inward, it's all about you. When you're ready, hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room, left foot meets right. Almost done. That was our tree. Let's do a toppling tree. Hands at prayer center, take a deep breath in, lengthen up. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Plant the right foot on your mat. Hinge the weight more forward into your right leg. Back leg can just kind of dance on the toes back there if you want, or you can lift it up higher. Put a little bend in your standing knee. Take your hands now, reach them around behind your back, interlace your fingers, send your thumbs toward your bottom. Shoulders are open and wide, back leg lifts, and the arms work up off of your low back. Look down to your right foot, to your knee. Let the arms go up, up, up to the sky. Your back leg lifts for your toppling tree. Finish, left foot meets right, hands to prayer center, stand up straight, lengthen up. You did it, other side, let's do it. Left leg goes forward. Hinge the weight forward into the left leg. Let the right leg lift, very similar to our warrior three pose that we do sometimes. So let the leg lift. Maybe you keep your hands at prayer center, that's okay. Maybe you've got your blocks and you're hinging forward and you place your hands on your blocks, or down toward the earth, that's fine too. I'm gonna do toppling tree. So interlaced fingers behind my back, send them up toward the sky. Leg lifts, arms lift, and then finish. Let the right foot meet the left. Hands to prayer center. Congratulations, you did it. Standing figure four. Sit like you're about to sit back into a little non-existent chair back there. Bend your legs, even this pose has a name, it's called chair pose, like sitting on a chair. Lift your leg up, cross it over the ankle. Maybe use your hands, bring it up a little higher. Find your balance in your standing foot. Sink a little lower, hands back to prayer center. You could have a chair nearby and you're holding onto it. That's okay. I'm going to hinge forward a little bit. You know, we do a humble warrior sometimes, which starts out like this. But today, let's just bring the elbows toward the knee and the other elbow toward the foot. And rest it there. Hold it there. Nice big stretch in your backside, not to mention the balancing. Hold on. Maybe your foundational knee bends a little bit more. Ooh, feel that up your backside. Let's finish. Stand up, feet meet on your mat. Let's do it again on the other side. Sit back like you're in a little chair. Lift the opposite leg up. Figure four, your legs are like the number 4 here. Maybe your hands, pull that leg up a little bit. Maybe you keep your hands here. Maybe that feels nice and stable. That's good. Totally fine. Challenge your balance a little bit more, sit a little lower. Maybe hands to prayer center. Maybe an elbow to your ankle and an elbow to your knee. Sink a little lower, hold it. Oh, you're so strong. You really are. Tell yourself that. Why not tell yourself that? Hold on. Breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna finish with a nice evening out pose that everybody loves. All right, let's finish here. Foot meets foot on the mat. Stand up nice and straight. Arms go high. Let's do You Will Look Taller. Bring your body to the shape of the letter Y. Your legs are zipped up, elbows are back, chest is lifted. Big letter Y for the word you. Now big letter W in the arms for will. 2 big L's, forward and backward for look. Arms T out. Your body forms a giant T shape. Pulse your hands to the back of the room. Let's do it again. You will look taller. This time, focus on how you feel in your spine. Breathe. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. You will, W, squeeze. 2 L's, chest is lifted. T for taller, pulse the hands to the back of the room. You're strengthening your upper back here like we do in a fish pose. Let's do it again. Your way, you do it, press. Go through the whole You Will Look Taller sequence, just a breath or 2 for each letter. You feel kind of like how you do in a fish pose. Your chest is lifted, chest is nice and open. You're really working on good posture here. T out the arms. I'm to the letter T. I don't know where you are, but let's start to finish up. Let your arms float on down by your sides. Close your eyes. Shoulders are over your hips. You are strong. Your chest is lifted. You've got good posture. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Deep breath out. You did it. All right. Let's fold forward, fold your body in half, little bend in your knees. How far away is the ground? Is it closer? Has the ground magically come up over the last 45 minutes or so we've been practicing? Gaze back to your knees. Maybe your hands come to the earth or not. That's all right. Stretch it out. Think of your tailbone going high, up, up, up to the sky, and your gaze is going back towards your belly button. Walk your hands forward, bend your knees, come on down, grab a seat, and your 2 blocks. All right, seated forward fold to begin. Legs go long on your mat. Wiggle your bottom around so you can feel the bumps, the bones, your sits bones on your mat. Feel what that feels like. So kind of get the flesh out of the way and sit nice and nestled into your ground. Toes up toward the sky, arms lift nice and high, lengthen up through the upper part of your body. Exhale, soften up. Belly button to your spine, arms reach long to the front of your room. Come on, reach them longer. Feel how good that feels in your low back. Now take your hands, and if you've been doing this for a while, maybe you're finding that you're reaching pretty far. You can reach past your toes. Maybe you're reaching towards your calves. And don't think of it as a level of your fitness. It's just about your range of motion, your flexibility. Sometimes we can do things, sometimes we can't. I can never, hate to say never, but I have a hard time swinging my right leg forward in those lunges. I don't do it. You'll notice I walk it out and then walk it in. Other leg, no problem. Right leg doesn't want to do it. So just accept what you got, do what you can with what you got, and be happy with what you got. Preserve what you got. Elbows hugged in, grab your ankles, look down toward your knees. Inhale. Exhale, you can go farther on the exhale. Belly hollows out, nose toward your knees. Inhale, come on up, shoulders over your hips. Take your 2 blocks, spread your legs wide, bring the blocks between your legs, and then hinge forward. Blocks, so great. You can put them so many different heights. Whatever height works for you. Maybe you've got more blocks, totally fine. Maybe you bring your forehead down to your block. Maybe you bring your elbows to your blocks, or maybe you're just looking at your blocks with your hands on them. It's all good. Let it go. Does it matter in the big scheme of things? Enjoy what you do. That is what matters. All right, I'm going to bring my head toward my blocks. Soften in the shoulders. You're going to feel a nice big stretch in your inner thighs here, this wide-legged forward fold. When we do this in our restorative practice on Sundays and Thursdays, we'll hold it for a long period of time. And you will notice what seems impossible becomes possible, because over time in a restorative practice, I'm talking in the one session, over a period of 3 to 5 to 7 minutes, your body surrenders and you find length in your poses. So if you want to get bendier and stretchier and able to do more poses, don't forget to do a restorative practice, because it allows your body to find that length, to explore, to go deeper. All right, so let's come out of this, or stay in it longer if you want. I'm going to go to a cobra pose. Bring your legs together. Come on over to your belly. All right, so once on your belly, your legs are long, zip your legs up, bend your elbows. You could stay in Sphinx here if you want. We're going for a compression of the low back here. If you want to go to Sphinx, have your elbows under your shoulders, press your hands, which are parallel to each other, into the mat and gaze down your nose. You feel the compression in your low back. I'm going to go from cobra to crocodile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip my hands under my collarbones so my face comes down to the mat. So think of the fan of a cobra. That's kind of like your elbows. Zip up your legs, breathe here. In, breathe out. Then on your next inhale, lift your chest on up. Press your tops of your feet into your mat, lift your chest on up, maybe no weight in your hands or a little bit of weight in your hands. Then hands come down, hands go under your face, rest your head on your hands are crossed, head is glued to your hands. Work your legs apart and then lift your legs up, kind of like we do in Superman, just lift them up. But we're doing it separate today. Legs come down, legs come back together. Slide your hands under your collarbones. Inhale, press on up in your cobra, little or no weight in your hands, you decide. Slip the hands down, head comes down, hands overlap, head to your hands, legs come a little bit apart. Lift your legs up, 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 maybe balance on the pelvis a little bit. Legs come down. Legs zip up, Hands slide under the collarbone. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Inhale, rise up in the chest, little or no weight in your hands. Hold it. Hands come down, head comes down, hands overlap underneath your forehead. Rest. Legs work apart, legs lift, hold it, lift them a little higher. And then finish. Legs come down, hands go back under your collarbones. This time, seal pose. Straighten the arms, press on up, lengthen through the spine, soften in your glutes. That's the big part. Breathe in, breathe out. Come to standing on your knees. Once on your knees, maybe bring your block between your ankles, or take the other block, bring it to the outside. I'm going to bring it to the outside of my left ankle. Hand to that block. I'm going to send my right arm up to the sky and I'm going to twist. I'm going to put my hand flat on the block. You can do that if you want. No outside block. Maybe you reach for your heel. Perhaps you draw your toes towards your shins. It brings your heel up a little bit more. Hold on to your heel, cup your heel. Reach the other hand up, up, up to the sky, twist. Maybe the arm that's reaching high reaches to the back of the room. All right, lots of ways to get here, right? I'm gonna send the arm back up. I'm gonna release my heel, come on back up, shoulders over hips. Turn the other way, so I'm facing forward, back at the starting position. We'll take it all again. Take the foot position that you like. I'm going to start here with my heels lifted. I'm going to lift my left arm up to the sky. I'm going to twist my right arm to the earth, and I'm going to reach on back and capture my heel. There's a little bit of trust there too. You feel, oh, my heel's so far away. Well, if you've got the foot tucked, it's not so bad. Maybe bring it on down to the top of the foot if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. That other arm, left arm, is nice and straight and lifted. Hold it up. Maybe you reach for the block that's either inside or the one that's outside your heels. Lots of options. Make it work for you. Now that extended arm, reach it back to the back of your room. Breathe, stretch, let it feel good. Come on back up, back to the starting position, shoulders over hips, arms reach high, hands to prayer center. Good job. That was a big twist. Took some confidence too, didn't it? All right, hands at prayer center, come on down to your seat, grab your eye shade and your towel and put them up near your shoulders because we're almost done. All right, so bridge pose, come on back, fully recline. Take your time, you're in control. Don't mindlessly clunk on down. Take your time. Come on down. Maybe you keep your hands at prayer center, or maybe you walk your hands back, but you come back slowly, consciously aware of coming down. Come all the way down, bend your knees, soles of your feet are on your mat, send your hips up to the sky, arms down by your sides, wiggle your shoulders underneath your back a little bit more. Breathe in, breathe out. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Walk your feet to the edges of your mat. Let's do collapsed bridge. For that, you bring your knees in. So your feet are at the edges of your mat, maybe more or less, you decide. Let the knees meet at the midline. Kind of feels nice. It's called a constructive rest pose or a collapsed bridge. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Now uncollapse your bridge. Bring the knees over your ankles. Your legs are still pretty far spread. Let's do a reclined deer. Let both knees fall to the right. Then both knees fall to the left. Now you can tee out your arms, kind of feels good. As your knees fall to one side, it's kind of like your supine twist, right? As your knees fall to one side, look to the opposite side. Inhale, knees back up. Exhale, knees fall to the opposite side, and maybe your gaze goes to the opposite side too. All right, a few more times. Maybe you don't turn your head at all, but I'm just trying to work the neck in because neck mobility is so important too. All right, let's finish up here. Walk your feet in just a little bit more. And then let's take our knees, let them fall to the right. Lift up your right leg. Place the outside of the right ankle on top of the left thigh as you kind of pin that opposite knee, the top knee, if you will, as you pin it down to the ground a little bit. Release the ankle from that leg. You got this. You can close your eyes. I'll talk you through it. Inhale, back up to center. So your knees are up toward the sky and so's your gaze. Exhale, let your both knees fall to the left. Now pick up your left leg, so the outside of the left ankle, you cross it over and let it rest on top of the outside of the right thigh. Ooh, just a little extra press down there. You feel it. Ooh, in the outside of your right hip. At least that's where I feel it. Using your own body to work with you to make this more challenging. All right, let's finish. Release the left foot from the right leg. Knees back up to the sky and your gaze back up there too. Bend your left knee, hug your left knee towards your left armpit. Bend your right knee, hug your right knee towards your right armpit. Rock a little bit from side to side. Happy baby pose. Come back to stillness at the midline. Take your hands, reach down, capture your heels, your calves, whatever you can capture. I'm going to grab my heels. I peel my shoulders up, grab my heels, and then bring my shoulders back down. Reach one leg up, up, up to the sky. The other leg's really bent like a little frog. And then extend the opposite leg and rebend the other leg, the other opposite leg. So one leg is bent, one leg is straight. Happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana is its name. Let's finish. Bring your legs together nice and long and straight up toward the sky. Slowly lower your legs down. Let them float on down because you are strong, you are capable, you are able, you've got it. Legs come down. Put a little bit of space between your legs. Let your pinky toes fall to the edges of your mat. Final Shavasana time. Have your remote control nearby. Arms down by your sides, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you want to re-wiggle your shoulders again and just kind of tuck them under and nestle into your mat. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. Maybe sigh it out, breathe it out. You did it. Now rest. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Shoulders are away from your ears, and your limbs are long and heavy. Just breathe. Be in this moment, right here, right now. Final Shavasana pose is such a great pose. If your remote control is nearby, you can hit the pause button and stay here as long as you need to. And you know how long you need it. Stay a couple more minutes if you like. And when you're ready, unhit the pause, unpause the video. Take a deep breath in. Big sighing breath out as you wiggle your toes and your fingers. Moving your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, reaching high overhead and pointing our toes to come out of this pose. Stretch, lengthen. And when you're ready, bend your knees and your elbows. Roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Rest your head on your bicep. Breathe in. Sigh it out, let it all go. As you're ready, press on up or float on up, eyes opened or closed. So many choices. Sit comfortably, hands to prayer center, shoulders over hips, lengthen up as you inhale. And a big exhale, let it go. You did it. Congratulations. Stress number, what was it? And now, what is it? It's come down, hasn't it? All right, remember, don't rehash the past. It is done. Don't fret the future. It hasn't happened yet. Right now, focus on it. Right now, you feel pretty good, right? You feel good, and that is good enough. Now go slay your day. See you on your mats tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, Piper. You're a good girl. Have a good day. Make it so.